We all have to learn how to eat shit. I'm reading all the comments here. Hi. It's coffee, not tea. We're having a free speech zone today, everybody, so don't worry about what anybody says. I used to follow the Buddhism. I was a monk for a while. Of course, yeah, I'm not going to drink this without milk, but I don't think we have the right milk anymore. We do home bought more milk. I don't have a basement, Julian. Basements are pretty uncommon in Asia. It's very late at night. It's an Egyptian dress that someone brought from Egypt for my wife, and she changed it for me so I could wear it. This is an experimental non-duality and spirituality channel. Please do not block or delete any messages. This is a free speech zone. This is not a place where we're not at a time right now where we need to delete any messages. We will delete messages with our internal detachment and would let people speak freely. Okay, Seraph Noel says, chat trolls, you are nothing. Dr. Rob is 100 levels above you. He's detached from your negativity. You mean nothing. Your thoughts are nothing. You are nothing. Okay. If you have a question, I'll do my best to answer it. The meditation center here in Vietnam is coming along step by step. What do you say we try some of this Buddhist coffee? I actually developed my own brewing method this morning, so this is a first test. Moderators, please do not delete any of the people's comments. Give people a chance to comment freely, have a free speech zone and a free space zone for everyone here. What do I want to do when I grow up? Probably the same thing that the sun wants to do. I'm 6'1" and about 250 pounds. So if this dress was for a woman, I'd like to meet that woman. Would you like to see me do a trick? Okay, watch this. Detachment is the practice is the medicine. Not here to upset anybody. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to fight with anybody. I'm not here to dislike anybody or reject anybody. Nothing is not something. So we have old friends and new friends here. So welcome everybody. Welcome in my home. Welcome in my mind. Welcome in my life. We can use this as a mirror to be mindful, to be aware, to not be circling in our suffering. Could be fear, could be coming across something alive and interactable that's not understood. And a natural response is aggression. Could be something like that. I would be a little bit shy. I would be a little bit hesitant about going outside in this. Not because of how it looks as much as how it feels. It's a little bit tight, and I like my clothing to be loose. I like to know the difference between my clothes and my skin. So if I lost about 50 pounds or 60 pounds, not to talk about my body, but I think I could probably wear it just fine. Did I study psychology? I studied Buddhist psychology. I didn't study Western psychology, other than dealing with a lot of Western people. Well, you're welcome here, Julian, even if you don't like me or this space, you're welcome here. Well, to detach is to give up. So, as much as somebody can practice generosity, they can practice detachment. You know, it's the same basic principle. You're aware of something and you're not holding on to it. You're giving it away, you're letting it go. My wife is Vietnamese. Thank you. A lot of things we don't know, Ahmed. I play Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter Ultra 4. Yeah, she definitely is, Miss Tessa. Hey, Terpy and Stacker. I don't work. I just live on what people give me. Thank you. W's in the chat, everybody. You know, staring at yourself in the mirror or staring at yourself in the screen can be quite meditative. Can be a way to practice meditation and develop your concentration, which is very important for meditating. The truth of the Angelo Delulu situation is not sure. I'm not sure. We're still investigating it. We're still exploring it. It's like, what's the truth of the Shiva Kailash Shambho situation? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not putting that much effort into the Delulu videos because I don't, it's not somebody that I see as a teacher, and he's not willing to communicate. So, and it's not that important for our community to determine what's going on with him. You know, that's not our job. That's not our practice point. But I think it's good for outreach and doing a community service, but just sharing that time when it comes up. Uh, but I don't think that Angelo Delulu is particularly advanced from where I sit and from what I understand. Well, for people who are on the path, you know, there's no there's no guarantee that you're gonna develop or make big leaps and bounds just by being connected with me. So bringing somebody like Angelo DeLulu to my audience as well, who's a very eloquent speaker and talks a lot about non-duality and enlightenment and different kind of perspectives that can be beneficial to people that follow me as well. Yeah, that's right, but diamond soul. So it's good in that way as well. He speaks in a very understandable way. So I think it can be helpful for people. And I think he's very skillful as a therapist and doing things like shadow work with a lot, which a lot of people need to do. And I think that he's helping a lot of people. So, moderators, please stop banning people, stop blocking people. This is a free speech zone tonight. How to deal with negative feelings. Look at them and sit with them and breathe with them. And if that doesn't work, you can take them for a walk. But most important is for you to deal with what you're feeling now. Like, how do we deal with the volcano that's underneath California? Well, we don't. We can't till it explodes. So when those negative feelings arise, that's when you deal with them. And by dealing with the feelings that you have right now in a more kind and mindful and depthful way, really being with those feelings, you become more empowered to deal with the stronger negative feelings when they arise. Okay, Niels said that he donated $54, and I can tell everyone here that that's true. He did donate $54 because I can see it on the PayPal. Thank you, Niels. Blessings, love, and light. I don't really believe in fishing. I think that fishing is kind of immoral. I remember when I was a kid, I always used to have a fantasy, a dream about, because we would go to a place to swim with the family where there would be a bunch of fish there. And people would feed the fish, and I thought, wow, we could catch one of those fish, we could kill it and cook it and eat it. How great would that be? And for me now, I don't think that fishing is a good thing to do or a nice thing to do. I would never want that to happen to me. Mady Littler said, how do you square being a monk while also broadcasting and being attached to social media? Very curious to hear your take. Well, that's a very loaded question. There's a lot of implications in that question. So first of all, I'm not a monk. And while I am broadcasting, it's not necessarily true that I'm attached to social media or even attached to broadcasting while I'm broadcasting. So I could be holding this cup, but not attached to this cup, where I could be not holding this cup and I could be very attached to it. You know, that's my cup. So that's my take. How do you protect yourself from adversarial, unseen negative forces? By being more mindful of what's going inside of yourself right now. The more that you can let go of the fear about your own mind's productions, you won't attract, and then you won't be affected by the negative emotions or negative energies outwardly. So what happens is these negative energies are kind of going around, kind of flying around, and you're vulnerable or you're susceptible to them, so they take you as a host. But if you're not susceptible to those negative energies, then if they do come to you, you just walk away. But also, they just don't pay attention to you. They don't graft themselves onto you. It can create an attachment, but for example, if you invest a lot of time in detachment, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to be attached to detachment, right? Yeah, so we can cleanse the parasites, the mental and physical parasites, with our practice of meditation. Yeah, that's one of the bad things that happens, Joshua, is that we create coping mechanisms that perpetuate the problem that we're trying to solve. So it can take a long time, you know, it can take years. There's things that I've dealt with for a long time stemming from childhood trauma that only recently I've started to, you know, be more and more free from, you know, cycles of anxiety, cycles of depression. Any complicated idea that you have is probably more of a problem than it is a solution for most people, especially when it's big ideas about reality and the world. And complicated ideas are useful when they have a practical purpose of helping ourselves or helping others in a simple, direct way. When they're big-minded beliefs about the way that things are and why things are that way, they tend to be nonsense. They're not always, but they tend to be for most people, most of the time. It's just like thinking about money. You know, you're not only are you not guaranteed tomorrow, but you can't have tomorrow. So, you know, what are you going to do? And there's a truth in that that allows us to meditate and make better use of what we already have. How do you understand disassociation, Sherry? Hello. So for me, community is a lot more valuable than money, especially in a world where everybody's already focused on making money and having enough money to take care of themselves. So if we build community, there should be more than enough money to go around for everybody. Yeah, 5CHW, 4RZ, 3RK, 4T, 3R, that's right. What's reality, Sherry? I've never had the privilege of being with someone as they died. Yeah, so stay with that don't know. Be more comfortable with not knowing, and you won't get caught up in disassociation, whatever that is. The biggest cause of failure is not trying and not seeking. Pedal was removed from the Discord. Can you rejoin it? Sure. Feel free. I'd rather not think. If I had a choice, I wouldn't think. Well, unless you're in Vietnam, I don't know how you're going to get that bike to me. But I wouldn't mind having a bike. I already have a hog, a motorcycle. Well, Josh, you have to learn how to meditate properly, and you have to listen to Dharma teachers. Uh, you dealing with your crap and sitting alone without that supportive structure is not going to, it's not probably not going to work out. A Dharma teacher is someone who understands the nature and ongoings of the mind enough to have success in ending negative emotional states like anxiety, depression, confusion, fear, etc. So if you stay connected with our channel and our community here, you'll definitely learn about a lot of living Dharma teachers that you can listen to and take refuge in and practice with. Can somebody type in Ajahn Brahm? A Dharma teacher is someone who can't be hired. Even Elon Musk couldn't hire a true Dharma teacher. Yeah, Ajahn Brahm. So he's got a lot of videos on YouTube. Just watch, listen, meditate with his teachings. He's very powerful. Not sure what you mean by that, solid owl. Hey, me. I was in my bed, I was praying. I said, I don't know who, I don't know what, but please help. Help me. Help me be enlightened. Help me be free from the suffering. Well, you're not necessarily going to have the privilege or the luxury of being walked through it by a teacher. And actually, that's something that it doesn't really work that way. So, what we do is we use a system of well known advisors. And to start using that system, we rely on our own intuition, our heart, our gut. And then you say, hey, I'm looking for somebody that really knows what they're talking about. And then they recommend someone. And really, what you do is you go and practice or you listen to what that person is already offering. You know, you imagine some of these teachers or great masters, they're working with hundreds, thousands of people. You know, they're responsible for so many people, they're doing so much already. And then you or me show up and say, hey, can you help me? You have to learn how to help yourself, and that's why their offerings are there, right? So you can listen to those talks, you can meditate with them, you can listen to those guided meditations, and you can learn how to help yourself. That's what it's all about. This is not self-help, this is no self-help. I don't know what disassociation is, so I don't know if detachment is similar. This is a big problem for many of us, is that our problem is that we primarily think for ourselves. We primarily rely on our own thinking. And in meditating or learning about Buddhism, you have to stop doing that. You have to stop relying on your own thinking. And actually to practice non-thought. The training is to stop thinking, stop the reactivity of the mental processes. That's what you have to do. And the farther distance we can get from the compulsive thinking, the more intelligent we can become when it comes to discussing about Buddhism or meditation or understanding our own minds. Because if the mind is, for you, for me, this compulsive flow of thinking, if we can't stop that flow, we can't examine what's behind it, what's before it, what's after it. We can't watch the mind because we're under the flow, this torrent of compulsive thinking. So it's said that to go the way of the Dharma, the way of the path, is to actually go upstream rather than constantly flowing downstream. Of course, opinions are just thoughts. Stop thinking, and everything becomes clear, doesn't it? Might not be comfortable, might not be ideal, might not be convenient for your desire, for your fear, or your narratives, but at least everything will be clear. And that's where your practice starts, in that space of clarity, in that space of openness, to watch the mind. Yeah, that can be okay, Ray Brown. But be careful about what kind of music you're listening to do that at your level, at your stage, because there's all kinds of romance and attachment stories, and there's basically like teachings, there's ideas in music, and those ideas go into us and then they perpetuate. That's just something one of my students made. Something someone made. Well, sometimes in the right environment, it can be helpful. So we had a story of a guy in was staying at the Thich Nhat Hanh Monastery in California, and there was this young guy who he had like a bone condition, or he had something with his joints or his muscles or his ligaments where they kind of like contracted into themselves. So he was kind of skinny and he was really pale and had a difficult time in life and very socially awkward. And so one of the practices they do at the monastery is they get a big group of people together, and it's basically a form of shadow work, but we share our experiences. Maybe we sometimes we share our trauma, difficulties in our life, etc. And it's just a big group of, people that happen to be attending the retreat at the meditation center, and everybody lives in a community basically. And so at one point, I wasn't there because I was with the monks, and this was something that just the visitors and the people that were staying for this retreat period were doing. And he was in the circle, and he like told all these people that at one point he raped somebody, or he tried to rape somebody, and it was like a bomb dropped in that environment because the people that were listening to it, they couldn't detach from that. So that sent their minds into instability, and they couldn't take that weight, that heaviness, that intensity. And I think not too long after that, he left because it was a total, everybody was freaking out. They were like, what the fuck? So in that case, yeah, you don't want to overshare too much. But like for me, if I'm looking at some of my teachers, like there's nothing I could say or even do that would spiral them in their minds, where they wouldn't just express compassion and forgiveness and openness. And I try to embody that as well. It would be very, very difficult for somebody to tell me something or share something with me, especially if it was just a trauma that they've been through in their life, where that would like, oh my God, I see that that's who they are. Because I don't think like that. I don't look like that. I don't see like that. Do you know what I mean? It's cause and effect. And, we make mistakes or we do negative things in our lives, and we learn to let go. We learn to stop thinking so much about ourselves and be better people, you know? People are fucking crazy. So, one of the ways that we cope with how crazy people are is we kind of hyper fixate on judging others. We lynch people. We like to see people get punished. We like to see people be the evil one or the bad one, or how could somebody ever do that? How could somebody ever steal from a shop? Or whatever they've done. And in reality, it's the culture. It's a society. It's intergenerational trauma, intergenerational mental health issues being transmitted from one person to the next, to the family. And instead of focusing on the root causes, we tend to use that manifestation of negativity as a kind of ritual, like a torture ritual. Like how in the olden days they used to burn women for being witches and hang people in public and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, David, I'm not really talking about that. I spent 8 years as a Buddhist monk. I've trained and lived with a lot of communities and meditation masters, senior monks. So for me, it's not really connected to like the whole Instagram holistic namaste healing world. Uh, I guess it's kind of connected, but it's a very different experience basis. It's more in line with Buddhism and these traditions and these lineages that have been going on for far, far longer than Western psychology or American culture. It's cold. Ooh, very cold. Well, it's really difficult because people have these experiences. Um, Maybe they consider it enlightenment, or they consider it like messages from space or special information that they got put into their brain, and they lose themselves in that because they don't have standards for uh, tradition of deep understanding of the mind, and they don't have people that they can actually talk to about their experiences that can humble them and say, oh yeah, yeah, I know about that. It's nothing. It's not even that deep. It's not important. But not from a place of rejecting that, saying, yeah, I understand completely what you're saying. And if you want to go further down in the path, don't attach to that. And so when we build up this identity of specialness, that's when we can be sure that our spiritual path is going to become a disaster. We don't need to get skeptical, we just need to be more aware. And awareness doesn't bow down to belief. Hello, KK. I heard you shared some pictures of your son or something with Shelly or something. I didn't see, but I'm sure I will at some point. I'm live, Shiva, because this is a part of my practice. Wow, the server has 500 people. Shiva, download Red Dead Redemption. I'll walk you through how to set up Red M. It's very simple, and we can go in there together and we can talk with different people and be cowboys. We can ride horses, we can do cool stuff together. It'll be interesting, man. It'll be great content for your community. Our community likes this kind of stuff. They want to see that kind of stuff. Sin County. Oops. If you go to a hospital or something and you say you're gonna wink yourself, they'll admit you. I went there once when I was young because I was breaking up with my girlfriend, and I was kind of like saying I was gonna. Well, what really happened was I'll tell everybody I cut up my legs. I had a little knife and I cut up my legs a bit, and I took a picture and sent it to my girlfriend. And then my mom saw that picture. She was like, "What's this?" And I don't know what I said, but so she was freaking out. I was trying to get attention from my girlfriend and well, ex, and then they took me. My mom took me there, and then I talked with the people. They said, "Well, there's nothing wrong with this guy," and sent me home. So I didn't hang out there. Yeah, really. I didn't go that deep, but I was just on my thighs. Before I found the Buddhism and meditation, so my mind was just didn't have any grounding. It was just all instability. So mainly for me, I just want to live. I don't, I don't, for myself at least, I don't really want to or need to start a meditation center or something like that. Certainly don't need more people to deal with. Um, I just want to live my life and continue with my practice. And an essential part of my practice is sharing with people, sharing my experience, being inspired to meditate by other people's interest and their presence. And yeah, so I just want to continue doing that. Shiva, download Red Dead Redemption 2, and I will walk you through how to get into the roleplay server. It's easy, man. It's not that complicated. Just do it. Do it for your community. I thought you're the gamer. You're Shiva the gamer, man. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be based. It's gonna be chill. It's gonna be all that stuff, man. Can you? All right. So imagine a world of cowboys with over almost 500 people inside that world right now, with full-on voice chat. You can ride your horse. You can have a shotgun. I like the shotgun. And hey, I like to do that, but I need my cow folk. I need my cow bro. You're my cow bro, okay? Don't tell me I need to buy it for you. You've got plenty of money that people are sending you for exactly this purpose, to create more interesting, worthwhile dynamics. So this is one of those dynamics, man. You don't need anybody to buy it for you. Just do it. It's just like 20 bucks. But I think there's also a drive in people related to money because of a lack of community. So it feels like the only way you can protect yourself and sustain yourself is through constantly having a flow of money coming in. But when you have community, you need less and less of that, especially if you live together with a community, or you become a volunteer, or a monk or a nun or a yogi. And it's easy. We had somebody, our community here knows Seattle does this kind of stuff. I made a post on like kind of like a spiritual subreddit on Reddit. And I said, hey, I want to talk with people who are serious about the path and have had some experience. So some guy called me up, and he was a young man who was like living in the Appalachian Mountains to get away from he just got overworked and like burnt out with his tech job or his startup company that he sold his shares in. So he was out in Appalachia or something. So he called me out of the blue. This is like 2 weeks ago. And I told him about Seattle. I told him about Tabarwa, and that Seattle was coming to America for this 1 month, traveling retreat period. He said, that sounds right up my alley. I want to try it out. He showed up there, and oh my gosh, I'm in debt. He showed up there, and bing, bang, boom. He's joined the group, and he's having a great time and practicing together, learning about Buddhism, and being like a full-time volunteer there. So I need you, Ishiva, in Red Dead to help um, me be stable and be focused, because I get a little bit worked up and too wild, and I lose all my money. If you want to learn about spiritualism, you have to give up a lot. You have to surrender. You have to be like a clean slate, like an open slate, and then you can ask questions and you can get answers from the there's a, a Buddhist meditation retreat in Thailand in Pai Pai Meditation Center. And I just saw a clip from it. It's some like Australian monk who I guess has been there for a while, is a decent meditator, but he doesn't have like any major enlightenment experience or anything like that. And he's giving talks to these people who are visiting, because it's a lot of Western people go there to do these meditation retreats. And he's just sharing his knowledge and sharing his experience about Buddhism. And because they're going there and in that small little way, giving up their life, giving up their body and mind to be a part of that meditation retreat, they're very open, to learning what that guy understands, what he's learned. So if people ask me questions from that kind of position, I can share with you. But if people aren't in that kind of position, it doesn't matter what kind of question you ask me. I'm not going to be able to put something else in a full cup. No, not Ajahn Brahm. That's in Australia. This is like it's kind of like a social media famous meditation retreat in Thailand that I think I did visit once before. Just visited when I was a monk. I didn't stay there. And they're constantly doing like one retreat after another. It's so cold. Oh, this is the answer. I got a jacket right here. They're probably legit cedar. Usually Vipassana centers are pretty boilerplate, pretty standardized, serious meditation, all that kind of stuff. But if you wanted me to check on it, you can message me on WhatsApp and tell me what the place is, and I'll take a look at it. Yeah, the aircon's on because Shelly's here outside. My student Shelly's here outside, so it'd get a little bit hot at night if we don't. We sleep in the room, so we just have the AC on in there, not in here. Yeah, so karma is just cause and effect. That's all karma is. And having faith and having understanding in cause and effect is very important to begin working with your actions in a realistic way. Shelley's in the guest foyer right over there, right over in that, over there, because this is just a one bedroom apartment. But it can be really lovely and really good to go to some of these places and just have an experience of being around people like that. Because usually we don't get a chance to be around people that have trained the mind, or because training the mind, we're all training the mind in different ways, but have looked directly into the mind, like done the mind training of investigating the mind itself or investigating the observer, right? Like who is the one that observes? And when you go into that kind of environment, it can really affect you in a very profound way. We were visiting a temple recently, and Shelley was saying, like, when she goes to these kinds of places, she's she's almost like she wants to cry. She gets emotional about it. Okay, I've still got my shotgun. What is this? Hello, can somebody help me? I'm stuck. The heck is going on here? I don't know if Shiva's here. He said he had to do some chores and stuff today at home. And that absence of things is very important. That absence of things going on, the absence of thoughts. Like Seattle would say, if you understand, you have to detach from that. If you don't understand, you have to detach from that. So either way, you should detach, not hold on, not fixate. And then meditation is staying in that way of being that's not fixating, not seeking, not avoiding. Can you join if you have Red Dead Redemption 2? I guess you could join. We could meet up somewhere. We're just checking it out. I'm not sure how far we're going to go into this. And this is Red Dead Redemption 2 with 5M or Red M, which is another application that allows you to join in these custom role-playing servers, basically. Yeah, well, we don't need to argue with anybody. We can practice meditation. We can practice being aware and not attaching. It gets more and more uncomfortable, but that's on the other end of that is where the bliss or the happiness weighs in. So Master Yang Hua was describing it as like a pendulum. And when we practice meditation, let's say we practice for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes in the morning or in the evening or any time, you're just sitting still and focusing. Well, it's uncomfortable. The body's uncomfortable. The mind's uncomfortable. So we're swinging this pendulum to that more awareness of suffering, and then it swings back to more peace and calmness. Now, in a culture and in a society that is creating trauma, right, and not healing this intergenerational trauma, you might have more suffering than you know what to deal with. And that's where like therapists and different kind of modalities of spiritual work come in to help us deal with that. I had to deal with a lot of that. A lot of people aren't able to meditate very deeply or at all because they have these traumas in the background of their mind where basically their coping mechanisms are the only thing that allow them to be sane. And when you actually go deeper into the mind, you can't take it. You know, it's really, really difficult. Yeah, non-duality, gay meditation, gay gaming addiction, all of these things are very real. They affect a lot of people every day. Okay, I'm alive. You can see my guy here. Look, that's me. What the hell? That's Redrick Vaughn. Hello, sir. Hold on, sir. I've got some brain issues going on. I'll catch up with you, but if you have anything to spare, I'd really appreciate it. Gotta mute my mic. I'll just unplug it. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. All right, now I got my shotgun. But the cow folks in roleplay world can be a little bit sensitive. I got a bunch of bullets. Nice. No, I'm not playing Skyrim. Not interested in Skyrim. Oh yeah, automobiles, did you? What'd you think about that? Am I done with pooping? Not until the day I die. I won't be done with poop until the day I die. How about you? Are you done with pooping? Yeah, in some sense, I'm very proud of what I've done as a monk, and the outreach that I did is very unique. And I was a real Buddhist monk. I was living at real monasteries. I was training with real masters. And the fact that I was able to, connect with somebody like Kai Cenat, be on his stream, be on the Matan Evans podcast, I'm very proud of that because the young people are very important to me. Working with young people is important to me. And trying to be a good influence and share with them some of those things that I never had shared with me, especially just that quality of presence and caring and consistency. You know, it's something that a lot of adults nowadays just don't think about. How can we be meaningfully engaged with young people? I've worked with thousands and thousands of young men on Discord servers, and that Matan Evans podcast, it's like a 2 hour podcast, has almost 1 million views now. So I'm very proud of that. Not really, but you know what I mean. It's good. It's a good thing to do. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can step into this modality. Well, I've reached a lot of people that I've wanted to reach. You know, I've wanted to reach, of course, young people, like young men mostly, and also like people that are on the dark side of the internet. So I've done like I did posts on 4chan when I was a monk, like answering questions and sharing with people there. And in the YouTube work, like I've reached tons of like troll guys and people that make it their life to like make fun of people and mess with people and get reactions out of people, and those are people that I want to reach, you know so it's not because I'm better than them or I want to tell them what to do, but I just let them know there's other things out there. It's not all just somebody is a total loser freak or whatever, and that's why they do live streams or somebody acts crazy so they're less than you. There's all kinds of different stuff out there. So I consider myself the first ever former Buddhist monk lolcow, and I'm very proud of that. All right, so let's see about this. Sometimes my computer crashes when I try to stream games because I don't have enough RAM. Oh, Master Young Hu is online. Is it challenging to be a monk in modern society? Well, it depends on what society you're in. So is it difficult to be a monk in Thai society? No, it's quite easy. It's quite lovely. You get a lot of respect, you get a lot of support, you have a lot of resources available to you. Is it difficult to be a monk in Western society? Definitely, 100%. Shiva, it, how cheap can you be, Shiva? I'm asking you that question. How cheap and stingy and self-oriented can you be? The number of people in your community that want to watch you play first-person shooter games is about five. Okay. The number of people that want to see you play um, racing simulator games is about zero. Okay. But some people just want to spend time with you, right? So if you're doing that, they want to spend time with you doing that. It costs 20 Canadian dollars to get Red Dead Redemption 2. It's like $10. It's like $5, man. Just download the game. I'll walk you through. It's not complicated. and we can literally be in a cowboy game together that's very engaging and very interesting, seeing me and you as cowboys together, trolling, giving spiritual teachings, giving the business to different people online. I mean, what are we talking about here, man? I did once stream snipe Burger King. I did see Burger King in Thailand once when I was a monk. And I don't know if anybody here knows Kiera Kitty, but I also did a stream with her when I was a monk. I don't really miss being a monk, but there are some things about being a monk that were enjoyable and that I appreciate and that I remember. I don't really miss my life. I don't miss anything outside of what I'm currently experiencing because this is my life. This is where my life is. So nothing is ideal, and life doesn't have to be ideal to make use of it. It doesn't have to be ideal to help people, to be generous with people, to share with people. It's like, what's the ideal way to live stream? What's the ideal way to do this and to do that? Just do it, learn from it, develop, and you keep doing what you're finding your life in, you get better at it. But you have to see what that is. Is it at being angry? Is it being judgmental? So I love working with people, and I love meditation. I love Buddhism. I love mindfulness and detachment. I love the Dharma. Okay, so and doing these streams, it puts me in connection with all those things that I love. I'm not going to do something that's not Dharma related. That's just not who I am at this point in my life. Yeah, KK, definitely. And that's something I've recently been opening up to more. That's my practice here is not to judge people and talk about how I don't like people. It makes enemies. An enemy is somebody that you don't like. Nobody likes to not be liked. So I can practice not liking people. It's my responsibility. especially if I'm putting myself in a place like this. So it's just ludicrous. I'm putting myself in a place like this and I'm telling all these people I don't like them. Well, that's my problem. That's not their problem. And if I can embody that, then maybe they can also relate to that understanding. It's like, oh, I want to be surrounded by wealthy, meditating people that have a lot of knowledge about Buddhism that can, pat me on my butt and say, "Good job, Dr. Rob. We really like you." Well, that's not the real world, and maybe that wouldn't even be the best way to be. Right? But I do. I really don't understand. I don't. And just stay open and keep giving. Shiva's literally Shiva does. Shiva tests my patience. He's literally messaging me right now and saying PUBG instead of having a so you can't control what other people do, and you can't make somebody do something that they don't want to do. Is what it is. Hello, hello. All right, everybody. So who's ready for some Red Dead Redemption role play? Maybe he needs us to buy the game for him. Shiva, do you need me to buy the game for you? I already sent him. The ridiculous thing is I was trying to troll him on his when he's playing like a racing sim with a wheel, and I already sent him like $10. So he's got a 50% discount on a major discount for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's absolutely going to be content. It's absolutely going to be something that his viewers want to watch. Because it did the troll thing that I was trying to do didn't even go through. But anyways, we have Shiva here. So he's going to be there in the stream. All right. So we're going to go live. We're going to do it. Let's make it happen. Let's try. All right. Let's see. Dr. Rob becomes a cowboy with Shiva Kailash Shambho. Hey, you're right here, Shiva. On the stream, on the main stream, you're going to be there with me. So you can check the title of the video. It says, Dr. Rob becomes a cowboy with Shiva Kailash Shambho. So it's going to be true because you're right there with me. Hello? All right, guys. So we are officially live over on the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel. You guys can join in if you want to see the stream. Sorry, sorry, sorry. No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. pressed the wrong button and my voice isn't working right now, so I got to change my settings. So if you guys go from here to my YouTube channel, you'll see there's two streams going on. And the stream on my YouTube channel that's in like the horizontal, like the full size stream, is is on. So hello, can you guys hear me okay? I'm sorry for grabbing you, sir. I just had a brain problem. Well, I sometimes I have muscle spasms. Uh, I'd like to I'd like to join your crew if I could. I'm a spiritual advisor and a spiritual teacher, and I could teach meditation for the group. Well, I can psychically sense into the horizon and possibly find us a way to find where the gold is. I have intuition, sir. I will not rob and I will not steal. I don't know where the nearest mine is, sir. Hold on, I'll come with you. Would you like to learn about Buddhism, sir? And could you pay me a small stipend for the injury I have incurred? I incurred injury when you ran across me with your horse. Excuse me, sir. I did not mean to do that, sir. I did not mean to do that, sir. I truly did not mean to do that, sir. Let me get you medical. I will get you medical attention. I'm going to help you, sir. Very well. I certainly will. What is the brain command for picking you up? No, no, I have many tricks. I'm stuck on my trick wheel. Do you know how to end my tricks? Excuse me, sir. Do you know how to turn off my trick wheel? Tab does not seem to work, sir. We need to get you help. I promise you, sir, and I want you to know I did not mean to do that thing. No, I got it, sir. I got it. Let's take you to a place where medical can be provided. Come with me, fine man. Excuse me, fine gentleman. I'm looking for a doctor. Uh, we've got another we've got another man that was befallen by the chances of fate. I'll take you to a fine medical document place, sir. Don't worry about that. I No, no, I know a different place with a great group of people. Please do not be afraid, sir. So tell me about yourself and your travels. You mind cold, do you? Well, I've had a long and tumultuous journey. Maybe you'd like to hear about it. I was born in the 4th of July in New England. I was born and a metal cylinder fell across my head. At that time, I developed psychokinetic powers that led me to discover the teachings of the Buddha. And now I walk through these lands trying to teach meditation and share the good word of letting go of thoughts to all the people that I come across. Do you know how to stop thoughts? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. May I inquire unto you? I have a man for sale. I have a man for sale, sir. Would you like to purchase a man? Excuse me. Well, you dressing nice is gonna get you fetch me a higher price. Ah, a minor, is it? Thank you for your information. A minor. A minor catches a much higher price than a slave. Well, there's no one here. No one here to sell a man to. We must go forth work to St. Albanize. That is a place where I assure you there will be a fine buyer for someone of your proclivities. Matter of fact, we may need to go farther yonder. I know of a place where not many have ridden, but many have discovered the truth of their existence. Let me take you there, and fear not. We'll find a suitable salesman for a high price, someone who can take good care of you. Well, we may very well be able to do if you keep yourself in line. A runaway slave is no business of mine. Once you're sold, your fate is your own. My friend, that is a fine idea, but I must abide by the law. Accidents happen, fine sir. Accidents happen, and a body is a body indeed. Your body is owned by me, is it not? Once ownership is transferred, I cannot be beholden to any of your predilections or law breaking activities. And if that were to happen, there would be a fine coin to be made, wouldn't there? But I will not carry myself as a law breaking man. Hello, everybody who's watching the YouTube live stream in this direction. You need to go to the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, so you can see the gameplay as well, everybody, okay? So hop on over there. And text to speech is on. You are having a psychic conniptions, my friend, and what you hear is not always the truth. How much money do you have? Well, you're a wealthy man. Can't you buy money in this game, so to speak? Well, I mean this in this world, can't you buy money? And what inspired you to start your life on this journey? Oh, hello, hello. Someone there. I hear the sound of a swistle horse. I've been concussed, and it seems I have a spinal injury. Time to make some money. Come out with your hands up. This is a robbery. Don't let it become a home invasion if you know what's good for you. I can see that you got plenty of money. Come out with your hands up. It's Christmas time, and I'm Saint Nick in reverse. Open up. What a beautiful stallion. Hello? Ooh, I can sell this. What the heck? White-tailed deer. Hello? Somebody there? Hello? Is anybody out there? I shouldn't be cold if I'm running with a big white-tailed deer on my shoulder, right? Should be warm. We got a long, long way to go. Hello, kind sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, please. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please. Excuse me, sir. Kind sir. Excuse me. Sir. Poor dear. I'm not sure what that really means. This guy is a scam. What does that mean? I mean, certainly I'm more of a human being than I'm a scam. I think I'm dying from freezing. I think I'm freezing to death. Here we go. We're in town. Town's right here. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Please. Please don't shoot me, sir. Oh my God, that was brutal. Maybe next time we'll be a little bit smarter, eh? What were you thinking? What were you thinking, buddy? Now I got a man for sale. Turns out this little long walk of mine was worth more than I knew it would be. You better be quick with those guns if you want to use them. You play games, you win prizes. You play with the wrong game, you win the wrong prize. This is a life lesson for you, young man. We ain't all novices out here. We ain't all newbies out here. I was ready for something like that. You thought I was just some timid old man. I was in with it, man. I was with the flow of it. You caught me in a flow state, buddy. Well, now you're getting sold. Now you're getting sold at the market. I'm a Buddhist, so I don't have any intention to hurt you. What do you mean you're a Buddhist? How did you become a Buddhist? Your mom become a Buddhist? Is that what you said? You're not a monk. I was a monk. I was a monk for 8 years, young man. Okay, you're smart talking. Man for sale, man for sale. Excuse me, sir. I'm taking you to the law. I'm calling the law, actually, because you attacked me. How do you call the law? What's the command for calling the law? Okay, we're going to alert the law. So either I'm going to sell you first, or you're going to be arrested and put in jail first. So which one would you prefer? Okay, well, that's what's going to happen. So what you have to do, okay, when you practice meditation, is to be aware. You have to sit still, okay, or lay down. You can also excuse me, sir. Excuse me, fine gentleman. Would you happen to want to purchase a man? How much? Well, we could. Would $100 be in your disposition? How about a 50% off? $50. Well, sir, let's focus on the deal we have here first. $50, this man is yours, and he is still alive. He's right here with us. He's just being quiet. Say something, Bubba. Yeah, he's here. He's all right. He's just got concussed a bit. So 50, I can put him down once we do the transaction, sir. I'm freezing. Would you know about a place to get warm? Sir, sir, I am a Buddhist, sir, and this man attacked me in the cold of night. You want to get fucked? Now you're fucked. Men for sale, men for sale, men for sale, two men for sale. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, kind gentlemen. You look like a man of the law. Excuse me, sir. Could I interest you in some wares? I happen to have two men here for sale. Come and take, well, can you come and take a look at them at least? Well, would you take a look at these two men I have for sale? Just tell me what you think. Would you happen to have a dollar or two to spare, or something to drink, something to eat, something to warm me up? I'm freezing right now. Lawman, I got these men right over here. Please follow me, sir. Thank you for coming so quickly. I really appreciate it. So I have what's called, sir, Mr. Lawman, and two lawmen. I have, excuse me, please be quiet. Uh, I, yes. I happen to have, sure. Yes, sir. I know that I look in a bit of a state of a distress, but I happen to have hit my head on a metal cylinder a few years back, and I have a tough time getting around. So I have what's known as a photographic memory, if you know what I mean. I was on a journey from the Black Waters, and I came across this one man, and he shot me. I was on foot, he was on a horse, he took out pistols, he started shooting at me. I took out my shotgun and I shot him halfway dead. I carried him here to sell him, to sell the corpse, to another man who I encountered in this village here. And that man said that he was going to buy this man, and then he took out a knife and he stabbed me. He knocked me out cold. Once again, I got up and I took out my shotgun and I killed the lawbreaker. And then I had approached that man that I was talking to when you came by to see if he was interested in buying two men. And then luckily you appeared and I came here to report the crime to you. My name is Roderick Vine. I'm a law abiding man, I can tell you that. So these are two criminals that I've taken out, basically. I would just like to mention that I'm freezing to death, so I don't know if you have any way to help me with that. I'm starting to get a bit dizzy, and I just need to go into my eyes, and I need to. How do I just? Oh, okay. I'll put this outfit on. Oh my God, I feel rejuvenated, sir. Thank you very well. Would you happen to have anything to restore my disposition? I'm a bit dizzy. I'm a bit dizzy. I'm because I've been freezing. I was on a long walk when these two men approached me. Thank you very much, sir. That's correct, sir. Well, sir, like I said, I understand that it's not a normal thing for many people to do, but ever since I hit my head on a metal cylinder shortly after I was born, I've done a lot of strange things in my life, and this is just one of them. I've sold a few men as my time has been going on, but never under threat, never under duress, but just a true salesman selling bodies and not as a murderer or a serial killer, but bodies that happen to be already laying where they are. And so that's was my plan to sell that man as he was. I'm beginning to understand that, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, pistols as well. Yes, revolvers, sir. My name is Redrick Vaughn. Well, thank you very kindly, sir. I don't know. As I told you, I the metal cylinder affected my life in a very serious way, and I'm not sure what to do now. Now that I can no longer sell human beings, so if you have any ideas of what I should do with my life, I would appreciate it. I can see how do I how do I rub your head, sir? Thank you, kind sir, and may I be deputized at this time to be a man of the law, just like you. Joey! Uh, uh, oh my God. So, as you can see, I'm not fit for much work. That's why I got to selling human bodies. A human body to be sold doesn't have a problem with taking a rest. But for me, if I'm carrying a knife and shaving somebody's beard, you can imagine what could happen. And what can a man do? I don't have a horse. I don't have a house. I just barely can afford my shotgun shells. Thank you very much, kind sir. That's going to buy me plenty of shotgun shells and maybe a way for me to relook at how I've been living my life until now. And you, in this, I've heard that in this world, there's not too much space for criminals. Only superficially, right? What does a barber do? Can I go and slap him on his head to tell him I'm gonna be a barber now? Can I be a meditation teacher? That's a good idea. I think so too. Okay, goodbye. And I swear to the Lord in heaven and the Buddha in space, I will never sell another human being ever again. May I apologize to the bald man? Okay, I will do exactly that, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, sir. It's a serious matter. Is this both of the gentlemen that tried to attack me? Or did one get away? Both of. And this is a matter that you're taking quite seriously, isn't it, sir? Well, well, may I please shake your hand then? How do I shake your hand? There we go. Goodbye, sir. I will leave the lawman's duties to the lawman. Excuse me. I would like to say I would not like to prosecute these gentlemen. I would not like to press charges on these gentlemen. Hello, fine lady. Nice to see you. My name is Redrick Vaughn. I am a former seller of human beings and I now teach meditation. I was wondering if you'd like to learn how to meditate. It's completely free, and I promise you I've been absolved in the eyes of the law. Would you happen to have a couple dollars to spare? I'm just getting back on my feet. I was affronted by two gentlemen that I then tried to sell, and the law. I brought the law in, and they told me I'm not allowed to sell human beings anymore. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, fine lady. Thank you very much, fine lady, and good day to you. Hello, may I approach? I am a former human seller and now a meditation teacher, and I would like to ask if anyone here would like to learn meditation. It is my new profession. Absolutely not. We can do it right here. We can do it. We can sit down and we can do it just about anywhere. Is there a way to sit down on the ground? How do. Excuse me, madam. We are in meditation. $3. $7. Please leave this place. We're practicing meditation here. I'm a former human salesman. This is my new profession. Please step away, young lady. Please step away from this land and this property. This is a psychic warfare. This is psychic warfare. I have just been agreed to teach meditation. Please, lady, step back with your egocentric ideals. She interrupted our meditation session. She's going from talking about outfits to selling horses to making noises in her microphone. Excuse me, sir. You look like a fine gentleman. I'm a former human salesman and I'm a now turned meditation teacher, and I'd like if you'd like to learn it. A meditation teacher. Well, you might be surprised what I can do. Okay, come over here. Let's go to sit on this porch here if we can. Maybe we can just sit down together. Maybe we can just look into each other's eyes as we meditate so I can share with you directly. So it's okay, just look into my eyes. So, what are you thinking about right now? So, I want you to take a deep breath in and hold your breath. Are you still holding your breath? Still holding? Okay, you can release. Now, I want you to breathe in deep again and do the same thing. Now, I want you to say the words inside your head. I do not need to think. Inside your brain, inside your head, sir. Can you hear it? So now we just don't need to think. And now, if you would like to donate anything from your meditation instruction, I'd be greatly appreciated. Excuse me, sir. Oh, thank you very much. Do you get the point? Now, the next step is a walking meditation. Please follow me, sir. Walk slowly behind me. You all right? Are you having an experience? This meditation is very powerful. Sir? You okay? Another soul saved. Breathing in. How do I stop screaming? How do I stop screaming? Okay, can you hear me now? Why don't we step over here so we can hear each other a little bit better? You're a good looking young lady, eh? So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Redrick Vaughn. I'm a former I'm a former human salesman, and now I have transitioned my work into being a meditation teacher. And I mean that I would sell human corpses, bodies, some living, some dead. Well, I would find a body and I'd pick it up and I'd sell it. And sometimes if someone attacked me, I would retribute upon them and then I would sell them. I recently had a interaction with the law where they told me that apparently that's illegal. So I've stopped selling human beings and I now teach meditation. Would you like to learn? How about you, little lady? Would you like to learn how to practice meditation? Helps you to be peaceful inside your mind. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. If anyone would like to learn meditation, please get on my horse. If you get on my horse, I am. Hello. How are you fine gentlemen doing today? I'd like to join your crew and be the meditation teacher in the group. How are you doing, sir? How's your meditation program going? Did it work? Selling meditation, selling meditation. Tarawan Saranai. I can teach you one of the best jobs that there is, sir. Would you like to learn? Meditation. I think you may have confused me with someone else. The man that I dealt with was prosecuted by the law. The man that I spoke with was prosecuted by the law. I'm calling the law. I'm calling the law right now. I'm calling the law. I'm calling the law. This is a man who was arrested mere moments ago after attacking me on a horse, and I killed him, and then intended to sell him. But in fact, the law has already processed this. He would have said yes if that was the case, right? He said he shot me in the stomach. Yeah, can you tone your voice down, young man, and do not break the rules of this world? It's the other guy. Something's not right with you, Blackie. You talked with the law, didn't you? He's already been reported to the law. Well, you're going to have to talk to the law in this town. It's the black one. It's the black one. He's black, ain't he? Is this the lawman? Excuse me. That's what the lawman, please take care of this, sir, here. He is really breaking the laws of this town and the laws of this world, if you ask me. Laws against God. The lawman's back. He is black. He is black. This this is a friend of mine from the law, sir. He seemed to have changed his skin color and now is coming back talking nonsense. This is the same man, is he not? Sir, I have told you that I have not broken any laws except the laws that I did not know were illegal. This man sounds like a criminal and he's talking nonsense about Utopia and all these all kinds of different things that I do not know what those things are. He's not presenting himself as a trustworthy individual. He's black, ain't he? Yes, that's correct, sir. And like I said, I do have a photographic memory, so if we need to take this to the higher courts, I'm very well prepared to do so. Well, a black guy's black, ain't he? What kind of world is this? He he's he's a criminal, a Negro. I will be very respectful. I'm a respectful man. I'm not a racist. I'll tell you that right now. What time is this? Is this not the year 1643? I will consider it, and like I said, and I talked to the big lawman. I was hit on a mental cylinder when I was a young child, and that led to a lot of predispositions that I'm not proud of, such as selling human beings. But I did not know that this was illegal, and I've changed my life, and
I've changed the way that my life is, and this lawman can attest to that. I'm a good man. This man may be confusing me with somebody else. He's talking about fantasy worlds, and I don't know what this man is. And I apologize, and I will not use it anymore. Yes, but I'm fine. If I need to move on from this man sounds like he's having a mental breakdown. I would like to help him by teaching him meditation, but I do not know if he's ready for that. And I will do exactly that. I certainly will. Yes. Yes, sir. You suggest I leave town. Uh, what would be the next? Oh, well, if there's a payment for it, I'm looking for work. So if my job is to leave Valentine, I'll do exactly that. Yes, sir. I do need I need a horse or something. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Beautiful steed. Goodbye, kind sir. You have my love and you have my admiration. Huzzah! From the city to the streets, we are free with what we meet. Let us go, 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 as the money as it flows. Go, 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 as the money as it flows. And this is actually quite a bit of money in this game. It's not like he's not giving me like just a little bit of money. He's giving me quite fair amount of money. I've made a lot of money in this short time of me playing. Like you'd never be able to make this much money by like doing a normal job on this game. Take you like hours to make this much money. Excuse me, sir. Okay, thank you for the $2 super chat, DMC. Much appreciated. Hello, sir. Something's wrong with this horse.